Hey there, Erika Gilchrist, W.T.F. Women Thriving Fearlessly, and y'all gather around because I got something I want to tell you. So this is a question I get asked quite regularly, especially by women. And the bottom line is that a lot of them are just like, so people see me as this really passive person, and I'm really not. I'm just kind of nice. So how do I get people to see me as someone, who's not a pushover? So I'm going to give you three things. I'm going to give you three things that you may be doing that give people the impression that you're a pushover or that you're really passive. And these are things that come so naturally for you that you may not even realize you're doing it. You ready? I'm going to count them down. Number 3, over apologizing. Over apologizing. So if you're wrong and you apologize, great, but stop after that. And some people just put apologies in sentences as a place filler. You ever hear someone talk and they apologize at the beginning of the sentence, somewhere in the middle of the conversation, and then at the end? It usually sounds something like this. So, okay, sorry, but here's what I think, and I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that because, and at the end they go, sorry. What are you sorry about? That over apologizing, that does not come from a place of strength. And then it's also not viewed as strong, especially by those who have a really strong personality. So stop over apologizing. It's going to be difficult, especially if you're that person. So that's one way people will look at you and see you as a passive person, is over apologizing. All right. That was number 3. Number 2, babbling on and on and on. You may know someone like that. A face just popped into your mind right now. Or maybe it's you. I don't know. But someone who babbles on and on is usually saying the exact same thing, just in 3 or 4 different ways. And a lot of times they're doing it because they're not receiving confirmation from the listener that they've actually received and digested the information. So I'll give you an example. I remember being in a meeting, and this woman had an idea, and they says, well, you know what? Unpack that for us. What do you mean by this? And before she even got to what her idea was, she says, well, I ran this by my husband last night. And he thought it was okay, but then again, he was watching football and everything. So I don't know how much of it he really heard, but I ran it by him. And by the time I was finished, he said he thought it was good. You may not think it's good either, but at the very least, I want to at least come right out and tell you what it is. So here's what I'm thinking. And then she said the same thing about 4 different ways. And it was just like, are you kidding me? That babbling, that is not a good look. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 1, how people view you as someone who is a pushover or passive. Stop asking for permission to speak. Now, for some, they may go, well, I don't ask anybody to speak. I just open my mouth. But just stay with me. Have you ever said, can I say something here? Can I interject? Stop doing that. You've literally asked the other person if it's okay for you to say something. We get interrupted all the time, and I'm sure you've interrupted people. There's a way to do it. If you already know that people view you as a passive or a pushover, the last thing you want to do is start a sentence with, can I say something? Cut that out. You can even interject with a statement of what you're doing. So if someone's talking, for example, you can say something like, okay, so I'm interrupting you here because I need clarity about something. You just said this. Is this what you meant by that? You see the difference? So instead of me saying, you know what, can I just say something here? Is it all right if I just stop doing that? Just start talking, but let them know why it is that you're interrupting. I'm interrupting because I need clarity. That makes sense. All right. So we counted them down. Ways that people see you as being a pushover or passive. How do you stop doing that? There are 3 things you need to get rid of. What's number 3? Over apologizing. Right. What was number 2? Babbling on and on. And what was number 1? Stop asking for permission to speak. I'm going to hit you with an SLS, that is share, like, and subscribe. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm Erika Gilchrist, W.T.F, Women Thriving Fearlessly. I am happy that you all are here. So check me out on the next video. Ta-ta.